Hi everyone, it's me, Colleen. Um, I wanted to talk to all of you about anger. This is something that I've really been reflecting on for quite some time. And I want to say that yoga has been a very powerful healer for me, and I am extremely grateful for the practice of yoga in my life. But through that, I started getting really into um, energy healing and getting into that world, that lifestyle. Um, I became a certified Reiki master and teacher. Um, I became certified at the first level for integrative energy therapy, which is working with angels, angel energy, emotional freedom technique. I think there's other things too, but I honestly I can't even think of anything right now. And working with crystals and like even dabbling a little bit with Wicca, um, you know, just kind of trying out lots of different things. And then I really got into like Doreen Virtue and things like that. And people similar to her were pretty big on staying positive. If you stay positive, you will attract positive things towards you. I started getting into living my life in a very fear-based way because of that, because of people telling me to just think positive, and your thoughts create things. Your thoughts create your reality. And like, be careful of the thoughts that you have in your life. Don't be negative. Da 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 da. It actually created the reverse effect for me when people would say that, because I became so obsessed with my thoughts. I became so insanely obsessed with the way that I was thinking. Anytime I like caught myself thinking something negative, I would try to shift my way out of it. And really what was happening was that I was not addressing why I was feeling that way. That was a very stressful way of living, um, where I had to kind of like walk on eggshells with my expression of who I am. And so then this, depression and this anger was just slowly growing within me because I was not addressing it. And I was afraid that if I put attention to it, then I would create something horrible for myself. And really what had happened was that fear of bringing something into my life that I did not want was setting the main vibration for manifestation, for the universe to take that and run with it. And from there, I went through a lot of shit. For the past like 2 years, I was going through a lot and becoming very depressed, losing friends, and isolating myself and becoming very, very depressed. And now, and like I've worked through a lot of that stuff, and I'm understanding why that energy was here to begin with, because I wasn't even addressing it. Why am I getting upset right now? So like I've worked through a lot of that depression stuff, but now I'm at anger. And I just want to say to all of you that it's okay to feel shitty. It's okay to be angry, don't stuff that shit down, because it's just going to get worse. Not addressing it is just as bad as is probably even worse than just addressing it and getting it out of you and moving on. It's a very dangerous thing to say to someone, just think positive, because you're telling them to disregard their authentic feelings, because those feelings that we perceive as negative, depression, anger, frustration, fear, those, if we were not meant to feel them, then we would not have them available for us. They are tools for us to heal. They're tools for healing. The only thing is just how you are utilizing those emotions is extremely important. Like with anger, for instance, taking it out on another person is not the way to do it. Taking your anger out on somebody else is not an effective way of working through that energy. Holding it in is not an effective way of working with that energy. What is the most effective way? Just using it as a compass for directing you to the root of the issue, instead of trying to ignore it. It's more of like, why is the situation creating such an intense emotion within you? And really getting to the root of that issue. That's the whole reason for those emotions. Same thing with depression and anxiety. That is a telltale sign that something in your life is not working the way that it needs to be. And it's a way of trying to show you what it is. It's not, it's not the most specific way. I mean, it's not like, here it is, you have to, it's just like a warning sign that something isn't working the way that it should be, either chemically, or just like in your lifestyle. Something is not bringing you joy. Something needs to change. Same thing with your anger. Like, something needs to shift here. What is it and why is it? And another key thing is just like working through it, but then not getting stuck in that energy is very important. Because yes, the ideal emotion that we all want to strive for is happiness, is joy, is peace. But we are in a world full of contrasts. If we ever, it wouldn't be available to us if we weren't supposed to learn things from our life, We're here for learning. We're here for lessons. We're here for learning, and it's just another tool to help us along the way. So don't try to brush it under the rug or stuff it down somewhere, and act like it's not there, and out of this fear that you're going to create something negative in your life. This is how I feel that manifestation works. You have a thought, yes. But if it becomes a repetitive thought, something that is constantly reoccurring in your life, the repetitive thought creates, like is connected to an emotion or an emotional reaction to something in your life. And that emotional reaction turns into a habit. And then that habit becomes a belief that when I think this happens. And when it becomes a belief, it's only another step away from becoming a reality. Because it's just like creating momentum from there. It comes from the repetitiveness of everything. The repetitiveness of your thoughts, of a specific thought, repeated becomes something emotional. Repeated becomes a behavior or a habit. Repeated becomes a belief. Repeated becomes a reality. Becomes the evidential proof of what you believed is true. When really it's all based on this thought from however long ago. That's one way of manifesting. It's like the more you repeat that energy, the more the vibration around that expands, and it's just like becomes this magnet for attracting this thing from the universe. And the universe is like, okay, well, if this is what you believe, we will present you with things that reflect that. And it goes from there. So it's really just nipping it in the bud before it becomes something more than what it needs to be. And that's just one way I believe is a way of manifesting. When it comes to something, I guess, negative, So that's just how I feel that works, and I just want to, basically the whole reason that I'm doing this is just saying that you do not have to feel guilty for feeling angry or upset or anything other than joy, but you do have to figure out why you feel that way and work through it. And once you do that, you can release it, let it go, burden off your shoulder, it's gone. And then that energy is open to bring in things that you actually want from there. So those are just my thoughts on that, and I think I might just write this down because I think this video is a little scattered, but I think I needed to record it so I could get it all out first. So I love you all, and I know that nobody's perfect, and you need to know that too. So this is your message.